Hello and very welcome to Weekly Kashmir University Video Digest Quest. This is your host Nisha Zargar, and today we have special episode of Quest. The Vice Chancellor Professor Talat Ahmed talks in detail about the achievements of the year 2013 and shares the plans for the present year. Dear viewers, in 2011, Professor Talat Ahmed took over as a Vice Chancellor of the University of Kashmir. More than 2.5 years have passed and university as an institution has grown during this time. Professor Talat so far in his duration has put university on a new pedestal. It has come into limelight owing to his efforts. Today, Kashmir University is known for research and academic excellence. Professor Talat has the distinction of being a fellow of all the science academies of India that include Indian National Science Academy, New Delhi, Indian Academy of Sciences, and the National Academy of Sciences. Being a fellow of 3 prestigious science academies of India, Professor Talat put large emphasis on research. The achievements of Professor Talat are many-fold, and in one episode, one cannot show them all. In today's episode of Quest, Professor Talat Ahmed, Vice Chancellor, talks about various issues concerning the university. In an interview with Director EMMRC, Dr. Shahid Rasool, the Vice Chancellor said that the first priority for him was to raise the standard of the research in the university.
From the time I have come, I have been stressing that in addition to teaching, we should stress upon research, because any university is known outside, particularly outside world, is through the publication. If you publish in standard journals which goes all over the world, you will be known all over the world. If you just do excellent in teaching, the students, the output will be the students who will go to some parts of the country or even abroad, but only those people will know about your university who will interact with your students, that they are getting good education. So we have to stress upon both good teaching as well as good research, and good research also to be published in standard journal which has wide circulation, which has lots of impact on the society. And to a large extent, I have been quite successful.
Before Professor Talat took over, the number of students qualifying NET or JRF examinations was low. However, the present Vice Chancellor emphasized the importance of qualifying these examinations that resulted large number of students successfully passing these examinations.
Before I came, it used to be not more than 30-40 students who were qualifying into NET and JRF. Now it is 800. So it is a quantum jump, which indicates that the message has gone, the students are knowing that what is the advantage, and at the same time they know that they may have much better future if they do research in addition to their own regular studies. And similarly, it can be also seen with respect to the extramural funding that we are getting. So earlier we used to have very little, okay. Now it is about 3 to 4 times jump in the extramural funding. We have funds coming from major funding agencies like DST, DBT, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Ministry of Environment, UGC. So all these things are coming, and this is again a measure to show that the university is going in the right direction.
One of the reasons for this success, Professor Talat put on the infrastructure which keeps students glued to the campus.
See, any university can be very successful if they have good facilities for the student to stay on the campus, because that is one of the good measures to see that there is success will be that there is facility for stay, for example. We have got new hostels for the girls, for 400 girls has been added recently. Another big hostel is coming for the girls, in which we will be having both for the masters as well as research. We have research scholars hostel. Now we are going to develop another research scholars hostel which is being constructed in Zakura campus. In addition to that, one of our hostel that was burnt down with the help of government of Jammu and Kashmir and also UGC, we have now been able to replace that by another big hostel for the students. So that is one aspect.
While university is expanding in terms of intake capacity and new courses being introduced, Vice Chancellor talked about augmentation of infrastructure to meet the requirements of students.
We have also got lots of buildings where infrastructure facilities have developed in terms of classrooms, because we have developed buildings for education department, for example, where we have classes for as big as 200 students can sit. And these rooms are also being used to impart training for students who are taking competitive exam. So that is another front on which we are putting all our stress, is to see that the students of this university and of this valley in particular, they get facilities to be trained, to be employable. Okay. For that, we are running courses, through different agencies to train our students for clearing IAS or IPS, UPSC exams, Kashmir Public Service Commission exams. In addition to that, we are also running some of the courses to help the students who have just completed their school and they want to clear say IIT exams, for example, JEE, and similarly for the master's level JAM exams. So all these things are being developed in the university.
Professor Talat said that university is trying to give placements to the students, for which many steps have already been initiated.
We are a very, very active partner with the UDAN program of the Government of India, Ministry of Home, where public sector and also private sector giants are coming to the university and to our colleges and employing students, taking them for training in different parts of the country, because our aim is, in addition to teaching, to also make our students to get somewhere placed. Only then the economy of the state will improve, and also unemployment problem to a large extent can be solved. So in that front also, earlier I think through campus placement, maximum 20-50 students used to get. This year it is more than 1500 to 1800 students who have been employed or who have been trained under this different scheme of the Government of India, in particular the UDAN program.
His focus on getting projects and publishing papers in quality journals is being hailed as one of the major achievements.
Similarly, we have also got lots of major projects. For example, we have developed a consortium where we are studying climate change and Himalayan glaciers, for example. We have joined a team from Jawaharlal Nehru University and Jammu University, Sikkim University, Delhi University, and we got a 18.5 crore project to study the Himalayan glaciers, and I am very happy to say that we are the leaders in this, and we are developing huge infrastructure facilities to keep the ice core in Kashmir, and also develop related facilities of analysis where researchers from within the country and abroad can come and use our facility, take the samples if they want to do some more specific studies. So, lots of facilities are being developed. We are also buying some high-end instruments through the help of FIST of DST, and that will be placed in our university instrumentation center. Already there are instruments from before, now more and more equipments are coming. So, there are lots of actually development in terms of infrastructure.
Being from the science faculty, Vice Chancellor put a strong message across science faculty in the university to get benefited from his presence.
The signal to the science faculty was much stronger that they have to take full advantage of my being here as a scientist and as the Vice Chancellor of the university, because they were knowing before coming here also I was involved in international research and national research, and I developed lots of facilities in Delhi University and also participated in many projects which brought lots of name to the department there. So, I stressed upon that, and many of our science faculty departments, in particular biotechnology, biochemistry, earth sciences, geography, all these departments, they have got now huge funds and they are developing facilities in terms of remote sensing, in terms of analytical equipments. For the biotechnology, they have got lots of big facilities. Physics in particular, they are now collaborating with scientists from CMAX Bangalore. In addition to earth sciences, the physicists, the geographers, they are now working on climate change using high-end equipments. That is being placed in different campuses, and to start with, it is already installed in our Leh satellite campus. So, that is going to do very precise monitoring of the climate, the changes, and also it will give the benefit to the students to learn these techniques.
Presence of Professor Talat has meant that university has got major projects wherein the role of the Kashmir University is of being leader.
We have also taken up some major environmental issues, for example, on Dal Lake with a very famous institution called A-Tree of Bangalore. So, where we are doing some experiment and also involving the people, ordinary people who stay along the Dal Lake, to train them through workshops, to show them what to do and what not to do. Similarly, another big achievement that I feel is to have a major development in terms of earthquake studies that we have started with NGRI Hyderabad and Center for Mathematical Modeling and Simulation of Bangalore, where we need to have instruments known as seismometers to understand the earthquake, to study the earthquake. Earlier, we were having just 2 such instruments. A minimum of 3 instruments is required for any scientific calibration and triangulation. Now, we know that instead of 3, we are going to have 23 within the valley. In addition to that, we are also going to start this activity in Leh and Kargil area, and also we have already done a preliminary survey in Kishtwar, Doda and Bhadarwa, where we are going to have another big facilities in collaboration with Mata Vaishno Devi University and Bhadrava campus of Jammu University to have another set of instruments to study the earthquake in Bhadrava, Doda district.
The Vice Chancellor talked about how he constantly strived to turn satellite campuses into full-fledged campuses and shared the progress on that front.
We have started new courses in both north and south. That includes English language study in the north campus, and also IMBA course has started. Similarly, many courses have started in the south campus as well. Now, our aim is to see that the 3 satellite campuses from Leh, Kargil and Kupwara, they become operational from this academic year. In Ladakh, we are going to have a school of earth sciences. We are going to have tourism studies, and third is English, for example. All these courses have been selected in terms of the relevance of the of these subjects in the area, and also employability of the students who are, and because we know that there is only one college in Leh and another in Nubra Valley, so we cannot get many students for this. So instead of doing 3 years course, we are starting 5 years integrated course, where we will be taking the students right after the schooling and taking them to master's level. So then we will have enough clientele to run these campuses. Similarly, we are going to have in Kargil, we are going to have school of life sciences, and another school is going to be on languages again, and the third on the IT. So all these things are again in terms of the requirement of the area, and we discussed with the local people. Similarly, in Kupwara, we are going to have nanotechnology, nanosciences, school of physics, like that. So we are going to have more specialized campuses rather than repeating what we already have in Srinagar and in the other 2 campuses. So we will have such a facility that if somebody wants to get more specialized training, they should go to satellite campuses and do their courses.
Professor Talat during the interview said that university is developing a full-fledged engineering college at the Zukura campus.
For the Zakura campus, we got help from the UGC and also from the state government. We are developing now facilities to develop engineering college in Zakura campus. We already have some branches of engineering. We want to have more developed full-fledged engineering college of the university, because in the valley we have just one engineering college which is affiliated to us, and one is the NIT. Now the university should have engineering college, because we realize that there are lots of scope and requirement in the valley where university should have their share of the students. So we have approached the UGC, we have approached MHRD, and also we have approached the state government to help us to start this.
He said university is also contemplating to have its own medical college in South Kashmir.
We are also contemplating to have a medical college of our own in Anantnag. We have a we have a hospital where we are trying to have some sort of arrangement to start a medical college of the university there. So that is another thing. We need lots of support. We have been talking to people who are ready to help us. So we are very hopeful that these things, and then many new courses may be starting. But what I want is to first consolidate on what we already have. rather than just starting many new courses. And then make sure that all the vacant positions, see, I have tried to fill everything, but still whatever is left we are trying to fill, so that the ad hocism is gone. So if somebody is in full permanent job, he will put all 100% of his mind for teaching rather than daily looking for jobs. Okay, so these are some of the priorities that I have in mind.
Professor Talat said that he is trying to bring in Nobel laureates to university so that Kashmir University comes into limelight at global level.
The thing is, we did a special convocation where we gave honorary causa to Professor Govardhan Mehta. He is one of the top scientists of the country. Very few people are actually fellow of the Royal Society. He is one of them. And then this year we want to honor another very famous person along with our own students in the regular convocation that we plan to have in 2014. So what happens is, when, say for example, President of India comes, okay, the university gets definitely get recognition. Similarly, the Chief Justice came, the Vice President came, Rahul Gandhi came. Okay, so all these things has brought, as I said, that Rahul Gandhi came. He came with 7 business tycoon, and then now you can see yourself that how many companies are coming to the university. We had difficulty actually to accommodate everybody to for campus recruitment. Okay, so these advantages will be there definitely when these big names, famous people will come to the university. I am trying to bring even some Nobel laureates. That is my aim in 2014, and we are working upon it, that in some some big occasion we should also have now some Nobel laureates. Already we had top scientists of the country came here in the form of Indian National Science Academy annual meeting that we did here in SRINAGAR, and I am planning to have similar meetings for the Indian Academy of Science, Bangalore also being done here. I have also asked my Department of History to have Indian History Congress here, which is again very big event that we should try to have in the university.
Dear viewers, from 2014 onwards, University of Kashmir is going to implement credit-based choice system for the postgraduate students. This will result in holistic development of the students and increase their employability.
Choice-based, credit-based system is a system which is very modern, and different institutions at present, the top ones, are trying to get into it, or they are already in it, whether it is our country or abroad. So the advantage is, it depends on the interest of the students, what they want to study. Okay, so it is possible that a student may be studying physics, but he also has interest in economics, so he can opt some of the courses in that. So it is seen world over that students can excel in subjects which are not related to their major, but they get advantage of learning something in which they have interest, and they do very well. Similarly, choice-based credit system is going to allow more of interdisciplinary research, interdisciplinary studies. Okay, so instead of doing courses only in, say for example, zoology, the student can also take courses from allied areas like biotechnology or biochemistry, in addition to doing regular zoology course, for example. Similarly, if somebody is doing masters in earth sciences or geology, then he can do some courses in physics to become a geophysicist. He does some courses in biochemistry to become a biogeochemist. So, all these, see, these are some of the areas which are now upcoming. That is possible only if we have this choice based system, so that the student get full advantage to explore all the areas where they can excel, and this should be their choice to ultimately decide what they want to become.
The Vice Chancellor talked about MOUs signed with various universities that have started to bear fruit. Students from Kashmir University find it relatively easy to go outside and take advantage of the facilities there.
They have been very effective. As I mentioned, that we signed MOU with NGRI Hyderabad, and we signed MOU with CMAX of Bangalore. With both these institutions, now we have already started a school of geophysics and geophysical studies in the earth science department. Then we have started this big earthquake study program. Similarly, we signed MOU with JNU and Delhi University, and now we have this big consortium to study the Himalayan glaciers and climate change. Okay. Similarly, we have also signed MOU with some of the foreign institutions, and also from MDI Gurgaon, where our students have gone and they have been trained and they have got credits. Now we are in the process of actually making our system to be choice based, credit based system, where we can allow students to gain some of the credits from other institutions with whom we have MOU, and they will get advantage of it. So, the MOUs that I have signed has helped the students, the teachers from our university, and also students and teachers from other universities.
Professor Talat said that Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, has recently asked him to conduct field workshops on many scientific issues in Kashmir.
I am sitting here as a Vice Chancellor, and the DST and Indo-French Center for Advanced Research has asked me to arrange a field workshop to show the Himalayan plate tectonics aspects to the French group. So, some 14 top French scientists and 14 top Indian scientists are going to get together, and starting from Jammu, coming to Srinagar, and then taking the route through Sonamarg to Kargil, Leh to Leh, and then to Somarari. So, we are going to showcase this whole Himalayan belt, and the good thing is Kashmir University is the leader of this. So, you can understand that people are now seeing that there is peace in Kashmir and there are lots of potentialities, and then they have leadership present in the valley now who are actually giving leadership to other parts of the country, that the other scientists, I am leading actually this. So, these are some of the things which shows that the university is already now recognized as a big research center, particularly in the Himalayas.
Recently, Professor Talat was conferred with first Dr. S.M. Naqvi Gold Medal for his research work. Despite such an onerous work of administration, he manages time for research.
I should keep doing some research. And then, of course, at present my job is Vice Chancellorship. Vice Chancellorship takes lots of time, but I also find time for myself in the evenings, on the weekends, and then I have been very successful as a researcher also. Even after coming here, I think now 3 students have submitted their PhD thesis with me in Delhi University. 3 students have joined me as a PhD scholars in Kashmir University, for example, from the time I have come. I have got a project with Indo-Australian strategic research funding. Okay, only group that was funded this year was ours in the country in terms of earth sciences, for the earth sciences. Biological sciences, there were people from others, but earth sciences only University of Kashmir got, okay, with University of Sydney and Australian National University. We have been also trying to have collaboration with University of Helsinki, which we have started. Now we are actually looking for EU funding to have a collaboration between the University of Kashmir, University of Helsinki and University of Sao Paulo in Brazil. And there are many things which are common, so we want to study and use each other's facility. So in addition to the advantages that will go to the teachers, the advantages are also going to be for the students. For example, in one of these projects, a student who has done PhD from Kashmir University from the Earth Science Department is now going to be a postdoc fellow and will be going to Australian National University as part of our collaborative efforts, and he will be a postdoc getting advantage of going to Australian National University, using all their facilities, getting a really trained person on a big instrument known as shrimp. And ANU is the pioneering institution to develop these instruments. Okay, so there will be lots of advantages with this sort of national and international collaborations, and things are happening.
Vice Chancellor said that on information communication technology front, EMMRC is doing a wonderful job. They are disseminating knowledge through ICT to far-flung areas, which is the need of the hour.
Document that we have prepared from the university side for RUSA, Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. Okay, that is a Government of India scheme to support the universities and colleges. So in that we have given a big stress to ICT, because if we have to compare ourselves with other parts of the country and also with the world, we have to develop lots of colleges, lots of infrastructure. It is not possible in a very short period to reach to different parts of the valley, to different parts of Jammu and Kashmir state by developing more and more colleges. What we can do is, if we do develop the ICT, okay, in the existing facility, lots of students can, lakhs and lakhs of students can be taken care of by simple one program that we do in Srinagar and sent to all these. So I have lots of expectation from this program, and definitely our EMMRC has been doing very well. It is one of the best center in the country. So we are very hopeful that under this RUSA program, we will be reaching to many areas which has never been touched upon through this ICT. So that is going to be a very big thing in the state in future.
During these 2.5 years, Vice Chancellor, for the convenience of the students, also helped conduct of many competitive examinations for which students earlier had to go outside Kashmir.
We have conducted set exam for the state. Okay. Similarly, many of the exams which were not being conducted in the valley, that people used to, the students had to go to, say for example, Jammu or to Delhi. Now we are going to have, we have already started this happening here. So IIT JEE exams were held, set exams has come to Kashmir University. Then for There is another exam known as GPAT. GPAT is for the pharmaceutical sciences. So the exams used to have to held in Jammu and in Delhi, and it was very difficult for our students, particularly when the weather is bad, to go, and then it is expensive. So lots of exams are now being conducted in the valley, in our own university, where instead of going to other parts of the country to take exams, we are facilitating that here. So that also includes the exam for chartered accountancy. Okay. So these are some of the things which people are now convinced that the university is going in the right direction, and it is very reliable. So we should have national and international level exams here.